Hi folks, and welcome back. I'm up here in Derbyshire in the Peak District this week with Craig from East Anglian Bushcraft.
How's it going?
We're just heading up Grindsbrook Clough from Edale, and we're heading up to Kinderscout. We're going to get up there onto the plateau and look for a place to camp tonight. I've not been up to Kinderscout before. It's one of those hills that's escaped me so far. So yeah, quite looking forward to going up and seeing the views from the top. It's a bit of a changeable day. We've had a bit of drizzle. It was raining quite hard when we arrived in Edale. Thankfully that's eased off a little bit, but yeah, I dare say there'll be a little bit more of the wet stuff to come. Well, the weather's definitely come in again. Really heavy rain now. Everything is getting soaked. Waterproof's back on, and yeah, just gonna have to put the big camera away. It's just getting soaked, and I'll just film what I can on the GoPro. Hopefully it hasn't got too wet. I've had not particularly good experience of cameras and wetness, so fingers crossed.
You! Loving it, mate. Look at this. What more could you ask for, eh?
Well, we've got to a spot near the top of Kinderscout. It's a job to see exactly where the summit is. It's all quite featureless here, and visibility is really poor, but we found a spot that's reasonably dry. It's really boggy up here, you know, just squelchy. I've fallen up to my knee in a bog twice already, just disappeared through the soft peat, and yeah, we're both getting pretty chilly, so I think it's a good idea to stop, get our tents up, get out of this weather, and warm up a bit, get a hot drink on the go, and yeah, call this home for the night on this windswept, bleak old hill. glad to be in this tent and out of that weather. I got very cold towards the end there when I was putting the tent up. My hands had gone completely numb. It's really hard to do anything. I couldn't really even, put my stove together or click the button to light it. Yeah, just it's amazing how quick that happens. I've got some water on to boil. I'm going to have a hot drink and something to eat. We did have a kind of early lunch on the drive up, but I need something hot inside me. I think certainly a hot drink, something to just get a bit of energy back into my system after the walk up. It was quite a trudge coming up here. Surprised me, I didn't quite expect it to be as steep. But a nice walk. Shame about the weather, but even still, it's still nice despite the rain. But yeah, on a nice sunny day, that would have been absolutely stunning, I'm sure. But I'm really hoping this weather might clear out so we get some views while we're up here. I'll have a little look at the forecast shortly. But first, a hot drink. I bought a ration pack with me for my food for this overnight trip. This is an Arctic British Army ration pack. There's all sorts in here, but the meals are dehydrated, which is why I brought it with me. It's just lighter to carry. There's plenty of water up here, that's for sure. But what I want right now is I've got here a lemon flavoured drink. That's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have a hot lemon, and we'll have a proper look at all the rest of this stuff in a bit once I've warmed up. How you doing, buddy?
I'm eating some honey roasted peanuts.
Fantastic. Right, let's see what we've got in here. We've got freeze-dried chicken fajita with rice. I should be having that for my dinner. Mixed dried fruit, oat biscuits, muesli with raisins. That's my breakfast in the morning. Sounds good. What have we got here? And a chocolate OT dessert. Good. Pudding. More drinks. Chocolate. I'm going to have that in a minute. Tuna with lime and pepper. It's not freeze-dried, that one. It's a wet pouch by the looks of it. Chili peanuts, fantastic. Vanilla cake. Cookies and cream bar. We've got here, is that peanut butter? Oh, cheese spread. Energy drink. And another drink. And then in here there'll be all coffee and tea and all that sort of stuff. Oh, loads of food. Good, but chocolate. That's what I'm having now. Get into it.
Got my dinner on to rehydrate, which I'm really looking forward to, and I'm just using it as a bit of a hot water bottle at the moment. And I've got a cup of 3-in-1 tea, which is all right. It's hot and wet. I'm starting to dry out. I can see steam coming off my trousers, which are just sopping wet. I really should have put my waterproof favour trousers on in that rain. It was foolish of me, but hey ho. I was, you know, by the time I thought about it, I was already soaked. It was a bit of a funny one, really. When we set off, it had stopped raining, and we were quite hot from walking up the steep hill, and I was late putting my waterproof coat on just because I was hot, and I thought, well, it might not last very long, but by the time I had put it on, I was soaked, and by that time my trousers were soaked, so I didn't really see any point in putting waterproofs over the top, trapping all the moisture in. So I just carried on. But yeah, it's not very comfortable sitting here all soggy, and yeah, it's chilly. Well, warm. I'm warming up, but I was chilly. Yeah, got my my down jacket on as well, and I'm quite comfortable now. Just yeah, just soggy, like I said. The rain has kind of stopped. We keep getting the odd little burst, but it's nothing like what it was earlier. And I've just checked the forecast. I've got no signal up here whatsoever, but I have got a Garmin tracker, which has a weather forecast facility on it. So I did a weather check on there, and the weather's supposed to clear out this evening, a bit later on, probably after dark, and tomorrow's looking like it might be a much nicer day, which is great for our walk back down. We have got plans for another little adventure tomorrow, so it'd be nice if the weather was a bit nicer for that, for views, and I can, you know, show you more, film more, rather than just the the cloud and the clag and the rain and the, yeah, you know, it'd be nice if there was a bit of sun. Everything just looks nicer with a blue sky in the background. Dragged a couple of beers up with me. I went for strong punchy ones because I figured it's a better alcohol to weight ratio. To keep wiping the lens, it keeps getting fogged up. Just enjoying my second beer, which is a nice punchy 10% porter. Very nice too. Yeah, it's a bit tricky filming in the tent really, because it's a confined space, and you know, I can't get my camera far enough away from me to be able to film very much more than you know, just my head really. So I've been using the GoPro a bit because it's got a wider field of view. Wiping again.
But yes, it's a bit tricky, so I haven't been able to film very much while we've been in here, and it's obviously a bit weird with being up here with Craig. You know, we've come up here together, and he's stuck in his tent and I'm stuck in mine. He's drinking a bottle of wine, and I'm sitting in here drinking beer. Then we keep shouting to each other and checking each other is all right, and having a conversation, shouting across the moor. But yeah, it's not your normal, sitting around the campfire sort of chit chat, which is a bit of a shame, really. I think we're going to change our plans for tomorrow. We were going to have another day up in the hills, but if we have weather like today, it's not going to be much good for filming, really. It's going to be much the same. It's difficult to film when it's raining. It's difficult to film when you're stuck in a tent. So I think we're going to head back in the direction of East Anglia and find a bit of woodland where we can camp, and we can get the tarps up, we can have a fire, we can cook some food, and we can sit around the fire and talk a load of nonsense. And that sounds good, to be honest. So I think that's our plan for tomorrow. But hopefully this weather will pass through and we'll have some better visibility in the morning, so you can see a little bit more of what it's like up here, because it is beautiful up here. Even with the weather, it's lovely, but it's it's a bit harsh. It's a hot, yeah. Well, the conditions are harsh. We just had to get the tents up and get inside, really, get out of it. But it still has a kind of rugged beauty to it, even in this sort of weather. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow it'll be a bit clearer and we'll be able to see a bit more, and be able to film a little bit more and show you what it's really like up there, and obviously film the walk back down again, hopefully with some blue skies rather than rain. Yeah, that'd be good. I'm going to get this beer drunk up, and I'm probably going to crawl into my sleeping bag and try and get dry. Really, I've still got my wet clothes on. They have dried a bit since we've been in here, thus the steamed up lens. But if I wear my wet gear inside my sleeping bag, then I'll be dry by morning. So that's the plan. There's nothing worse than getting up and putting on wet clothes in the morning. But yeah. So, bedtime. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Morning, folks. I had a pretty rough night's sleep, if I'm honest. Yeah, I was sort of teetering on the edge of warmth, but I was just damp. I was wearing my wet clothes, and I thought they would dry out by the morning, and they sort of mostly have, but I'm still a bit damp. And I think it was just that dampness. It's just uncomfortable, for sleeping. Yeah. Oh, this foggy lens is doing my head in. I've just made some breakfast. It's like a fruit muesli, I think, with raisins, and a cup of 3-in-1 coffee out of the ration pack, which is doing the job. You might just be able to hear Craig snoring in the background. I'll try and keep my voice low. He's still asleep, but I'll give him a shout in a minute. But if he's snoring, that means he's sleeping, so he must be comfortable, which is good.
Yeah. So, coffee, breakfast, pack away. Morning, dude.
Buddy.
How you doing? Sleep well?
Oh, pretty average, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
Pretty average, and I've just had the glorious thing of putting on wet socks and trousers
That's
again. So
lovely, isn't it?
great start to the day. Oh, I can see the sun.
Yeah. It's trying to poke out. Thought I'd better talk about my new tent. I bought this to not replace my other Terra Nova tent, the laser competition that I nearly destroyed in Snowdonia a few months ago, but to add to it. The laser competition's super lightweight, so it's great for backpacking. It's just not strong enough for what I put it through that night. So I felt like I needed a stronger 4-season mountain tent, which is what this is. So it's basically the same footprint as the laser competition, or the laser compact as it is now, but it's got an extra pole. It's got this red pole which runs over the top, and it gives the tent huge amounts more strength, stops it from being buffeted and pushed around so much in the wind. And it's a bit heavier, but it's not massively heavier, so you know, carrying it up into the hills isn't a problem. You know, it's cozy inside. It's yeah, close accommodation for one, but with a decent sized porch that you can cook in, which is great. It stood up to the wind last night, no problem at all. Yeah, I felt quite safe and comfortable sleeping in there. And then I have my Amok mattress, which goes in my Amok hammock, and I have my 2-season Mountain Hardware sleeping bag. I perhaps should have gone for a warmer sleeping bag. It was just about on the edge for comfort, really, but that was, like I said, mainly down to me being damp inside it. So yeah, that was my sort of sleeping setup, and I just use all my stuff sacks stuffed into one stuff sack as my pillow, which was also quite damp.
Right, that's us all packed away. And there's just a bit of flattened grass where our tents were. We're going to start heading down, picking our way across this plateau, following these faint paths. There's loads of paths up here, quite confusing, quite difficult to follow actually, especially in these conditions. And there seem to be several paths going in the same direction, but you know, separated by 10 or 20 feet. I guess people are, you know, avoiding boggy areas and what have you. But we'll pick our way. I've got a compass bearing of the direction we need to be heading in anyway. The sun does keep poking its head out from above the clouds, so now and again we get some good visibility, but then the mist quickly comes back in again and we lose it. But it's still absolutely stunning up here. Well, we're getting closer back down to where we started, where we're parked at Edale, and it's starting to get a little bit busier. Lots of walkers coming up. I'm heading up onto the tops there, so I thought I'd sign the video off here, where it's a little bit quieter. Shame about the rain last night and the clag and being a bit tent bound, but it was still nice to be up there. And obviously we've been rewarded with these fantastic views as we've walked back down. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me. Cheers for inviting me on this trip, man, and thanks for being a great trail buddy.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Craig's obviously been filming this trip as well, so check out his video. I'll put a link in the description box down below, and we're going to go and get in the car and head back towards East Anglia. Find a nice woodland to have a camp in tonight. Should be good. Something a bit different to this video, but nice to have a bit of variety. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.